All right, the demo has been completed, but you're not going to hear my voice, so I'm going to make this little precursor video explaining this pedal to you. Now, the lighting situation makes it have a little bit of a white glare. It's not this bright. It's kind of brighter than just plain black. Obviously, it's brighter than this, but it's not as bright as it looks in the camera. So, the story behind this pedal is I saw this for sale for real cheap online from a music store. I can't even remember which one now. And I'm like, that's too cheap. So I ordered it, and I was busy for a while. I never tested it. And when I finally got around to testing it, I found two huge things wrong with it. But it had been so long, I just didn't feel like going through the ordeal of sending it back. So what was wrong with this was the high. Now, I removed all the knobs, by the way, and just put in these. But the high knob doesn't work. It was like destroyed looking. High does not work at all. Whatever setting it's at, I don't know what it's set at, is what it's permanently at. And also there's this hum that's always there with this pedal. And you just can't get past that hum. Like, that hum, I think it might be a product of the high knob being broken. I didn't see anything obviously wrong with it, but I didn't really try to fix it. So I'm like, okay, well, I've waited too long to return this. I don't want them to say, why didn't you return it earlier? I just don't feel like dealing with that kind of drama, because that's happened before when I waited too long to test something that came broken. They're like, you just broke it. You took too long to return. So I'm not going to deal with that. But anyways, I'm like, okay, I can give this thing a second life. So we gave it these 5 weird mods. Now, there is a hum with this thing, and sometimes it will scream at you, but you can get some interesting effects. Now, it isn't really anything like too off the wall. It just kind of puts different filtering, different types of grittiness to the tone itself. And you can dial that in with the 3 knobs that do work: level, low, and mid. I think all of the combinations do something, except I think this one to this one do nothing. But other than that, I think the rest do something. And they're a little bit different whether you're coming out of amp or mixer. A little bit different tone-wise. A really cool one is these two together. You'll hear it. It makes like a, I don't know how to say it. You'll hear it, kind of like a zippering effect. This is a zippering effect. The rest, I forget what they do. Zippering effect for these two, though. Yeah. It's going to be kind of a weirder one. It's not going to be something, I think, that's for everybody. I don't think it's going to be one that you are going to want to mess with while you're playing. For most people, they're going to find like a sweet spot setting with this and just leave it there, and then, just turn it on and off at that setting that they've created, most likely. There's a few sweet spots, but there's a lot of just ear-wrenching spots that'll just make your ears bleed. But there's some cool little spots in the middle there. Yep. So, I think there's a couple combinations of patching that makes it harder to turn this thing off, but it does turn off with every patching so far I've tested with. Yeah. I'm going to put little rubber feet on this when I can find them. Like I said, I've recently cleaned up this place. I don't know where I set those. Before I sell this, I will find them and put them on. Yeah. There's also a patching where you can get this weird, just like noise generator that's like really dark, but it's really low, so you have to really turn up your gain on whatever you're putting your sound into when you do that mode. And all these mods do very wildly change the volume of the tone. So like I said, this is going to be, you're going to find a good weird sound you like in this, and you're just going to have that, and you're going to probably turn it on or turn it off, or just leave it on for a certain song, because when you turn it off, there will be a big volume dip. This thing is pretty weird. Like I said, this pedal was probably destined for the junkyard if I would have returned it. So at least we got some life out of this thing. Finally got around to modding it. I modded this with my old soldering iron. I got a good one now, but I did with my old soldering iron, so it's a little bit rough. And it has those, here I'll show you the inside. It has these solid core wires. You see how rough that soldering job is? There's like so much solder on each one. Hey, but it isn't coming undone. But yeah, that's where it goes. There's a hole drilled through so it can keep the bottom base plate for for protecting it. So here's the name. Here's the name reveal. Dun dun dun. The Satanic Mother, Milk Me. One of a kind circuit bent pedals. ADHD mods 2020, 2021. It's because I started on this last year and didn't finish it till this year. So it'll probably be my only pedal that has a weird 2-year thing on it, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, this is definitely one of my last pedals that has these type of wires. Going forward, like I said, everything I'm modding is going to have multi-core wire, which will be much better for the long term and actually easier for me to mod as well. So yeah, it actually has the bottom base plate of the Digitech death metal, because originally I drilled the hole through that to mod it, but I accidentally fried a component in there that made all the mods not work anymore. So instead of just drilling another hole in this, I just took the plate from that and put it on there, and then I turned the Digitech Grunge. I gave it like a couple, I just give it a little weird tweaks inside that are like permanent tweaks, and so there's no mods on the outside of it. And yeah, that's why I got you here. Now listen, this is going to be a reward for you people who've made it to the end of this video. I'm going to be giving away the Digitech Grunge that was a failure modding, but I kind of got a little bit out of it, but it was kind of a fail. But I'm going to be giving that away. All you have to do is, and there's no shipping charge for you either. All you have to do is be in the United States. If you're outside of the United States, you'll have to pay shipping. But if you're inside the United States, you can have it. But this will be a little, I got a little riddle, not a riddle, a little question for you. I've got a water bottle here, or whatever, liquid bottle, and I want you to tell me what you think this looks like. You got to be very specific. Very specific. And if you're right on what I'm thinking, whoever says the right answer first will get that Digitech Grunge mailed to them for free if they're in the United States. So here's our bottle. We're going to take off the lid because the lid isn't part of it. All right, now that we see this here it is. What does this look like to you? Let me know what you think this looks like to you. If you guess the same thing I'm thinking, then you will get that Digitech Grunge. And it'll be the first person who says it, okay? So, yeah, don't be mad if, you get it wrong. There's only one guess per person. Please don't cheat and use multiple accounts. Just, do it one time. Be cool. Give everybody a shot. Just give one answer. And, give everybody an answer. And I'm not going to say what it is because you'll keep just changing the answer until like you trigger me to say, oh, that's right. What's going to happen is everyone put their answer. I'm going to, take a picture of everybody's first answer. So if you change it later, you're disqualified. And on February 1st, I will say who's the first person who said it right is, and then you'll get it. So I'll give y'all one last look at this thing. Here it is. One last look. What does this kind of look like? All right, we'll see if you get it. I hope you get it. Hope one of y'all gets it. I know one of y'all has to get it. I can't give any hints because if I give a hint, it'll make it too easy. That's the only hint. The only hint you get is if I give you a hint, you'll get it. So it's something kind of obvious if you think about it. All right, guys, we'll see you. And yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, I made 2 demos. There's a demo of this with the Korg monologue using the very first patch, which is a lead patch I designed, and kind of towards the end, I use like a 303 style patch. I think this pedal may be a little better for synth use because it's more of like a flavor. It more gives flavor to your sound. So it's kind of like, if your sound source can change a lot, you'll get a lot more mileage out of this than if you're just using a guitar, because there'll be a lot less tones you can get out of this with just a guitar. cat's over there meowing. I don't know what he's doing, but they're acting silly. But yeah, you can get this if you have a guitar and use it. I recommend it for synth people. People want to use it for that reason, but I haven't tested it with a polysynth though. I don't think it really lends itself to a polysynth. I think this is more of a monosynth kind of pedal. But yeah, I will be uploading the synth demo of it first, and then I'll be uploading the guitar demo. I just have to find my I have to find my SD card adapter to plug into my computer to upload the video. Once I can find that, I'll upload it for you. But if I don't find that, I'll just wire my camera directly into the computer and upload it. But the camera died. Well, it's basically on like 5%, so I have to charge it before I do that. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit. It might be a couple hours before you see the demos, because they're going to be 4K videos and they're going to be pretty long. So yeah, the synth one's about 20 minutes and the guitar one's about 12 or so. But yeah, and after I make those videos, I'm going to talk more to you guys about an art project I have coming up. So stay tuned to that, and see ya.